Ace Ill Production. What's up, man?
What's going on?
What's going on, man? What's going on? And it's cool, man. The topic that we had this week is traveling. You did a little traveling this weekend. How was it?
Wasn't bad, man. I tell you, I really dig like Nashville area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every time I go down there, I enjoy it. I seem to find shit I dig, like restaurants and just like little stores or whatnot. You know, like I don't mind it, man. You know,
That's a cool joint, man. I mean, I grew up there, and I mean, it's changed some. I mean, there was always cool little stuff to do and all that stuff, man. But it's just too much for me now, man. It's just everywhere. I had to get out. I had to come to Louisville, man. Yeah. I still love Nashville though.
How do you feel now being in Louisville this long, and then when you go back to Nashville, do you still where would you rather be? Is it Louisville?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my family, my friends, and the good times and stuff. But it's still Louisville. I like Louisville because it's a little slower. It's not as it's not as go. I mean, don't get me wrong. Louisville is a town, is a city that's vibrant, but it's not as overwhelming as Nashville,
right?
But I mean, Nashville is cool, man.
Yeah,
it produced me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I got a soft spot in my heart for Nashville. Always will.
Yeah.
I may go back one day. I don't know.
I feel like it might be kind of how I feel about Lexington.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though it's still the same state, not that far away, but
it's a whole different town though.
I always have my memories and my family and my homies and shit down there. But at the same time, being in Louisville as long as I have, and then growing up there, like if I got to live in one of the two, it'd be Louisville.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I can dig it.
But at the end of the day, I'd really like to get out of this state altogether one day. That would be my ultimate goal. But I ain't mad at either one of them.
Yeah, me neither, man. I jumped out of the frying pan and into the steamer, basically. Still, it's like I changed states, but not.
Yeah,
it's just like whatever, man. It's like
I don't think there's a drastic difference between Nashville and Louisville. As far as the type of people and the scene,
not at all.
Things like that.
No, it's just.
Obviously,
it's just a lot more of it.
Oh, obviously, there's a fuck ton more music in Nashville.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's cool. But yeah, traveling, man. Being a comic man, I had my chance to travel all over the country, and to be honest with you, people are just cool everywhere, man.
Yeah, that's what I've always noticed. Every time I've ever went,
even New York City,
different.
Even New York City, even LA.
I've never been to New York really, but like I've never been able to put it on like, oh, well, you don't want to go there because these people are this way or that way. Like to me, like everywhere I've ever been, it seems like people are just people. Now, obviously, the cadence and the tones and the sound of their voice is different in certain spots. The way the town moves and shakes is different, But people, for the most part, are just fucking people.
Yeah.
You're going to meet a handful of cool ones, a whole bunch of fucking not cool ones, and some in-betweeners. And
some assholes, a few assholes,
some liars.
But mostly, most people are just cool.
Yeah.
Everywhere, you just do what you do.
When I first moved here, the first two people that I really hung around or fucked with were one of them was from New York. I'm pretty sure Queens. I might be wrong about that, but I'm thinking it was Queens. Yeah. Anyways, somewhere. And another dude from Cleveland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but like two people I met in Louisville the first time wasn't even from here. You know, but they were cool as shit. You know what I mean? Like honestly, every time I hear somebody like people from New York specifically, like I hear a lot of people, they're assholes, this and that, whatever. But I can't say that's the case for any of my interactions. Every time I've met somebody from New York, I always thought they were kind of cool as fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
you
think
meet the odd. You meet the odd.
I think
asshole.
there is something to that Northeast. I think they're a little bit more to the point.
Direct. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think they really.
They don't fuck around.
And I don't think they sugarcoat a lot of shit.
And they don't really mean anything by it.
But I don't look at that as being an asshole. I just look at that as just being straightforward. Like I've always appreciated that out of anybody.
Yeah, I appreciate that shit, man. I'm not one of those bless his heart fake motherfuckers. You know, in the South, man, it's like bless his heart. Like you don't.
Well, they're saying like in Southern states, they look at it as it's being polite, by not saying something. But at the same time, all of that means is you're saying it when they're not there, because you're still saying it.
And then they say in the northern states, it's more kind to be more honest. You know what I'm saying? That's kinder. Like I was reading an article and this lady said in New York, somebody said, "Hey, your money's hanging out of your pocket." And just keep walking, and your money's hanging out of your pocket. Oh, man. Or somebody will just help come up. They're going downstairs. She's someone with a stroller. They just come take the stroller, take it downstairs, and just keep it moving.
No,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, that is more of a testament of kindness. Now politeness. I'm a polite guy, but I think I'm a polite guy, and I think I try to be honestly polite.
No,
I won't say something. I won't lie to someone to make them feel good. But then I won't go out of my way to offend someone out of honesty either. But if I do offend you, I'm not doing it because I'm trying to be mean to you. I'm just being honest with you.
I've found myself over the years when I started to regain some compassion. I
regained some compassion. No, I'm not gonna let that slip.
I've noticed that I'll bite my tongue a lot more.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like I ain't gonna bullshit you or lie to you, and I don't want to get you all ruffled and any feelings. So there's what I ain't gonna say shit.
Anything. Yeah,
I could say a lot.
Oh,
but I ain't gonna say a word.
There's a lot that could be said.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you regained your compassion.
Yeah, I went through a nice long patch of time where I didn't give a fuck of what you thought, how you thought about it.
Well,
I'm gonna say it to you directly. And the thing is, I feel a lot more ease off of me.
Yeah, because you don't have to comment on everything.
Well, my thing is, I don't give a now you know exactly how it is. I ain't know nothing else about it. And it's better to me. Like I feel physically ill sometimes when I don't say something to somebody.
I think what you said. This is just me. But I think what you're saying is that you went through a point where you were being honest and not giving a fuck about people's reaction to you, good or bad, right?
Yeah.
So
stuff I know when I say it's gonna fuck them up.
So when you say you didn't have, and I'm gonna tell you how you had, you still had compassion because you were being honest. You were pretending. You were pretending, and then now you actually live. You know what I'm saying? You were pretending to be incompassionate. Is that you were pretending to be, because you really gave a fuck, because you still, you know what I'm saying, you still say what you had to say.
But I mean, to the point of like, even if I know,
even though it don't hurt the feelings.
But even in some of the instances where like you don't even gotta say nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
But then for sure
anyway.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to be a dick, basically.
Yeah. But now
I went through that.
But now you're like, man, I think I may have gone through that too.
Same thoughts.
Yeah,
basically.
I'm still the same person.
But now when I look at people, I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just keep it going. I'm like, all right, man.
I react differently, man, because you don't have to fight every fight, man.
That's exactly what I came
You don't have to. You don't have to fight
to learn.
You don't have to fight every fight.
I would
man.
look at shit, and honestly, I look at my phone. Like,
Yeah.
really, if we're together,
Yeah.
and you ever hear somebody say some sucker shit, and you see me look at my phone, I'm like, how much time do I really have to invest in this?
Yeah.
Like, cause this could be a while.
Yeah, this could be.
So you know what?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let them have that.
Yeah, but the thing is traveling, man. Is
Yes.
You learn a lot by getting away, and some people don't have the luxury of having traveled, and it's not so much their fault as it is the people. It's not their fault at all. The people that don't get to travel, but I still wonder if they wonder, like, what is it like? There's some people that live in Louisville that have never been to Indiana, man.
Yeah.
You know what I said? There's some people that live in Louisville, and it's just a river. You know what I'm saying? They've never been to Indiana, man. And I'm thinking, like, and grew up 2 miles from it.
I met this cat when I moved here. He he had some kind of like a team, track team or something. Anyways, he said he took a bunch of kids that grew up downtown to a game over off Westport Road, and they didn't even know they were still in Louisville. They thought they was in a whole nother town or something. I was like, that's wild.
Yeah. So, I mean, travel, man. Travel is essential for people to really get to know each other and just see. It's like, yeah, you go see some assholes, but then there's beautiful spots that I've seen that I've had the opportunity to see. I'm gonna tell you, one of the most beautiful states in the United States is Utah, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say that, man. I'm gonna say Utah. Utah is beautiful, man. New Mexico is beautiful, man. I mean, Arizona, man, beautiful, man.
I've been to the airport, Arizona.
Boise, Idaho. Idaho is, man, all out west. It's vast, and you can just see, like, you can see shit forever.
Yeah.
You know, it's like just large swaths of just untouched land that I'm traveling through. And I'm like, man, this is beautiful. Wyoming is very fucking windy all the time. Wyoming is high, is a high desert.
Yeah.
So it's always cool. It's like 80, wind blowing. Sometimes you gotta wear a jacket in the daytime in Wyoming. It's high. It's a high desert, very windy. But it's beautiful, man. It's out west is gorgeous, man. But I've never been out of the country. Have you?
Jamaica.
Yeah, I need to get out of the country, man. I need to do that. That's not even a bucket list. That's everyone should leave the country at least once.
Yeah.
You know, just to see. You know, I need to do that.
I haven't really been to a whole bunch of places. Like my grandmother started taking my mom and her brother and sister to Destin, Florida when they were kids. Like Fort Walton area, you know, the Gulf.
Walton Beach, yeah.
And my mom fell in love with it. So when she and my dad got to the point where they was trying to go on vacations, that's the only place she really want to go.
Destin.
So like,
it's nice down there.
I went down there my whole growing up. You know what I mean? Like, that was it. Every now and then, Daytona.
Yeah.
Or Orlando for the parks and shit.
Yeah.
And then that's the only places they want to go, though, man.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
I remember we went to Hilton Head once. You ever been there?
No, I've not been to Hilton Head.
It's wild, man. It's the first time I've ever been somewhere.
That's South Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever been somewhere with no street lights.
No street lights.
Yeah. So when it's dark, Jack. Like, it is nighttime for real. Like, the only lights you see is car lights.
We ain't playing.
And lights like for like
houses or something.
Yeah, on restaurants and shit. Like you restaurants still open but it's, you know, you can fight like hell trying to find a motherfucker.
Put some lights on, motherfucker.
Yeah. That's crazy. And that's my first time, I guess, I've been on an island per se. That was a wild trip.
Maybe that's
man.
what it was. Maybe they don't have the power to. I mean, they don't generate. They're on an island, so where are they get power from?
I guess, but
You know
I mean,
what I'm saying?
everything
It's
else
crazy.
got power.
Yeah, but what's what I'm saying is like they're on an island, right?
Yeah.
Do they have a power plant on the island? Because it's not a big island.
I'm sure. I bet they probably run motherfucking power from
It's crazy, man. They got
the mainland
they
South
got-
Carolina over to that
They
shit.
got a motherfucker.
I bet you just got a big ass conduit in the fucking ocean.
A big ass
Going
extension
right
cord.
through there. Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's why the motherfuckers don't stop paying their taxes or some shit. This regular South Carolina
bump.
just pull.
yeah, it's over for you. But yeah, man, you know, travel is something that I mean, I might have come off as elitist by saying that people that live in Louisville that never been to Indiana, but it's like if they never had the opportunity, then like, oh man, it's messed up that they never had the opportunity. Even as a kid growing up, we were poor, man. But my uncles and aunts, man, they dispersed, you know, like, you know, primarily in the South, and well, a lot of them went to DC, and then like 4 of my father's brothers and sisters went to DC. One of them went to Arizona. So I was, you know, I got a chance to, you know, go places.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, man, it was fun, man. Shit was different, man. But it still felt familiar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It still felt, yeah, this is where I belong, man.
I remember the first time we ever traveled somewhere where, like, you know, every other time we left Kentucky, it was like we was going somewhere. You know what I mean? Kings Island or something. You know what I mean? I remember the first time I got a different feeling. We went and saw my mom's side of the family in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
And that was the first time we traveled somewhere, and we got there and we got out of the car and I looked around. I was like, this is whack. We should have stayed. We should have stayed in Lexington. Like, it's like, yeah,
I didn't know Dayton, man.
I looked around like, oh,
you know what? You know, I guess you know what Dayton is.
But this is like in the 90s.
Yeah, and you were a kid.
Yeah, I was a little kid. I just like, I just remember going like, why we drive all the way?
Yeah, and it was like a 3 hour drive, 3 hours.
It seemed like years to me.
Like 2.5, 3 hours.
I was like, why? Why we come here?
Yeah, Dayton, but Dayton, man, you know, Dayton perplexes me because Dayton is a big enough city. It's, you know, it's not huge, but it's big, and it's it's almost, why the fuck do we know Dayton, Ohio? You know, you know, but it matters. Dayton is like, so people Dayton, I don't understand how Dayton makes sense. And it's a good town. You know what I'm saying? I like it.
That makes sense.
I don't understand how Dayton makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But I like the city, man. I mean, and I'm glad there's a Dayton. But it's weird that because you got Cincinnati, you got Cleveland, you got Columbus. All these are so much bigger cities than little Dayton.
Yeah.
But Dayton is thriving. Dayton is its own city. It's right there near Cincinnati, but Dayton got its own airport. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like Lexington, probably.
But it's a big deal. It's bigger. It's a bigger deal than Lexington.
Now that's bold statement.
And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna qualify.
That's almost blasphemous.
I'm gonna qualify. It's because Louisville is the big city in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And Lexington is the second big city in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Dayton is like the 5th biggest city in Ohio.
Well, that's just because there's more big cities.
Yeah, but I'm
just saying,
what
like,
I'm saying is
Lexington's got its own airport. You know, it's not a big city, but it's like it's respectable, I guess, amongst
the bluegrass. What is bluegrass? What's
the surrounding counties?
What's it called? The bluegrass.
Bluegrass. What do you mean?
The Lexington Airport.
Yeah, Bluegrass Airport.
Bluegrass Airport.
It ain't worth the fuck. Can't never catch nothing good going in and out of it. Every time I try to fly up out of there, they're like, "No, drive to Nashville." Or it's a bitch.
Or Dayton.
Yeah. I would be like, I don't even want to take the flight.
But I mean, Lexington is cool. Lexington is already the second biggest. Lexington has nothing to prove.
No, I'm not trying to like really. I wasn't really trying to like.
I know, but
fight for him.
But I know.
But I mean, as far as Dayton and Lexington, I was like, come on, give us a little.
Yeah, give us a
touch
little
of
bit.
credit.
But if you've been, have you been back since you were a kid?
Dayton?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well,
Try not to.
you got to go back, man.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
I'm gonna try to go up there and do some comedy. What's the
but-
club up there?
I don't know the name of the club, but this is not
Wiley's. I
this
think.
is not helping you. Yeah, Wiley's. This is not
Yeah.
helping you.
I'm talking when I was a kid. I have no adult reference to
That's what I'm
Dayton.
saying. So we need to go back to Dayton, man. Let's go to Dayton. Let's go to Dayton.
Let's go over and hit an open mic.
Let's go to Dayton. Now, let's go
I'm
up
gonna
and do
tell
a
them
show.
this exact story.
Let's go.
See how it goes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You might be able to catch a flight too.
Out of travel, since you are a traveled man.
Yeah.
What is there a city that you just love going to?
Yeah, there are cities. There's a city in particular that I love going to, which is Boise. I don't know why, but it's Boise, Idaho, man. I
Boise.
love Boise, Idaho. Yeah, maybe because they love me, but I ain't saying other cities did. And I like Lincoln, Nebraska. I like Bloomington, Indiana. I like Atlanta. I like Atlanta, Georgia.
What's your favorite place to perform at? You got a place that every time you go, you just dig it. You love the club.
I can't.
Is there a club somewhere and that you just like? You always like performing in it. Is there one though they got it right for what you would want?
A lot of them get it right, but I can't say there's a favorite. But there are clubs that I do like playing or like performing at, like the Blue Room in Springfield, Illinois. I mean Springfield, Missouri, Illinois. Springfield, Missouri. The Blue Room. That's probably right now, like on my like one of my top favorites. I used to do. There's a friend of mine who passed away last year. Brad Stewart. He used to run a Zoolarius in Nebraska. I've done that a couple of times. I love performing there.
Zoolarius?
Yeah, it's a place called the Zoo Bar. It's like it's a blues bar, but he would do comedy there on Sunday, and it was good. So I love Lincoln, Nebraska, man, and Boise, Idaho. I like Denver, Colorado. I like Denver. That's fun. Fun place. There's a lot of them, man. I just can't. I can't think of all of them because there were just so many that were good. In South Dakota, and some of the clubs are now defunct, so there's no even there's no sense in even Jokers in Dayton. There's no sense in even mentioning them because they're not there anymore.
Yeah,
but oh man, good towns, man, good driving. Tell you one thing that I always do. Some people might not, but man, I learned how to fix on my car. So if my car ever breaks down, I can fix it, and I've done it more than a few times.
Yeah,
I had to change my alternator bracket while I was in Detroit. Went to 8 Mile. There's a pull apart place on 8 Mile. So what it was I'm gonna get into the weeds. Hopefully not, but like your alternator sits on there's a bracket on this car. It had a bracket and it had a crack in it. So the belt would slip, and while I'm driving, and then the battery would run down.
Yeah.
So the alternator wasn't charging the battery. So there was nothing wrong with the alternator.
Just the bracket.
It's just the bracket. It kept slipping off. And so if your alternator isn't juicing up your battery, your car won't keep going.
Yeah.
So my battery went out. I get a jump. My battery, and I was like, oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. So I performed Saturday night. I got up Sunday morning. Got a jump. Drove to the auto parts place. Pull apart. You got to take it off yourself. I already had some tools. I think I already had some tools. I may have bought them in Detroit, but I already had some tools. So I saw what it was. I took it off my car in the parking lot. Took mine off my car. Took mine in there, checked it out, say, what y'all got? Let me see what kind of car. So then I had to see right now. So then I had to take it off, take that one off, and then see if it fit.
Yeah.
You know, and this is a long story, man. Anyway, I fixed my car in
Detroit.
Yeah. For $12.
Do you fly ever?
Man, I've flown so many times.
Do you like flying?
I don't mind flying. I don't prefer flying, but I don't mind flying. And but I'll tell you what, I've flown, you know, like to go, you know, to gigs, you know, to gigs to like do showcases and stuff, you know, flew to New York, but
I tell you what, I like the speed that you get to places flying.
I do too.
But it's only
hassle
if you're going from wherever the fuck you got on that plane to where you're going. If you got to stop somewhere, fuck and the air people, the air people, the fucking who are they? The
TSA.
No, the people,
the
airlines.
Yeah,
they are the biggest douchebags in the world, and they don't give a fuck about you being a customer.
You the one you want to go, so you can go or not.
Yeah,
so
that's how they do you.
So
and they'll send you bags wrong places.
Yep,
they'll send
happened to me.
I've had them leave me in Vegas, but go ahead and send my bags to Louisville. I'm like, well, what plane was that on? Why the fuck wasn't I on the plane with my bag? And here's my thing: if you know you're gonna leave me here, why don't you leave me my shit? So I got my shit.
Or let me get my bag. Let me get inside my bag.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like if you're gonna leave me,
see, you ship my bag, it would ship me too in the bag. But
I hate them. Like I hate them so much, and the aggravation that you got to go through at the airport that I'd rather drive.
You know what? This is the thing.
But if I can just go like, all right, I'm gonna get on here and I'm going straight to where I'm going.
That's not
sometimes it's worth it, but it's very few and far between.
Look, don't hate them. Just drive yourself. Don't spend time hating them.
Oh,
don't spend time hating them. Fuck them.
No, that's one thing. I would just rather drive.
I like driving. I like driving. I like the act of me actually making an effort to get to where I'm going. I don't want to sit back passively while somebody's taking me where I'm going.
Yeah.
I always want to know where I'm going. And if I'm the one that's getting me to where I'm going, that's how I like to travel. I don't want to kick back unless I have to. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I've flown a lot.
Yeah,
I've flown a bunch, commercial and private. I've flown private.
Yeah,
man, air travel is the most. It's the place where you see the haves and the have-nots. Private travel shows you. Let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you something. I've probably flown more. I've probably taken more private jet flights than I have commercial flights. But I've taken a lot of commercial flights. Not a lot, but I've taken a few commercial flights too.
Yeah, a few.
But that's because I was touring with a dude named Rodney Carrington.
Yeah,
all right, I was touring with him, and he's a good guy, man. He got me out. You know, he gave me the opportunity to open for him. You know, and I appreciate that. And plus, I had a chance to fly and play golf, and he was just a very generous cat, man.
Yeah,
as far as nice cat, man. Fucking, he used to make me laugh like a little girl, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We just talking. He used to make me laugh, man. Funny motherfucker, man. But cool. And he would take me. I was on tour with him, like for a few years. He's, we call every now and then. We talk every now and then. I haven't talked to him in a while. But yeah, I used to fly with him, man. And this is what they ain't even asked me for my ID.
That's dope. That's what I'm saying. All the bullshit you gotta go through.
Look,
at
man,
the airport.
What I'm telling you this when they didn't even ask me for my ID.
Yeah. Didn't have to go through the scanner, the dog walk,
None of that.
none of it.
Straight. Look,
Check in here, put your bag here. Take
I'm gonna
this.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
How much is that weigh? Take your shoes off.
No, when you went to the weigh in and all that shit, that's for the flight. Let's make sure shit. But they don't weigh shit. I mean, unless it's like, hey man, I got a half a ton or something. Nah, I gotta weigh this shit.
I got a briefcase.
But yeah. All I got is fucking like, the weighing it matters because you flying and shit.
Yeah.
And but yeah, man, didn't have to show my ID.
What?
Didn't have to show my ID.
What did you say?
Didn't have to show my ID.
Oh.
Didn't.
Yeah.
They ain't even like halftime. They didn't really acknowledge me.
The airport, they might want you to bend over and spread your cheeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's weird. It's like, that was so weird to me. And it's so
9/11
weird.
fucked it up, man.
No, it was before 9/11 too.
Fucked it up, man.
No,
now we gotta do all this other bullshit.
Yeah, 9/11 really fucked it up, but 91, the first Gulf War, that fucked it up some too.
I remember when I was a kid,
guess
though,
what?
They used to like make like flying used to be like dope though. Like,
yeah, but it was expensive.
It was expensive.
It was expensive,
but it's worth it though. If it was dope, it should be cheap if this is how you treat us. Getting on these greyhounds in the sky.
That's all it is.
The pat down.
You the one.
The dogs.
You the one.
You telling me I can't?
You wanted to.
Why can't I bring a pound
You wanted
of
to
weed back?
You wanted to.
You know why do I got to worry about you going?
Hey, look,
back?
man, this is what we're doing.
Fill it up.
Hey, look, man, this is how we're doing it.
Can you imagine though? There was a time where you could just fill your suitcase up.
Oh yeah, well, no one would even.
They wouldn't even look. There wasn't nothing to look at. They just put your shit on the plane and you just go.
Yeah.
Let's go back to that, America. Let's go back to that.
But you know what else? Man, we're gonna have to. But travel, man, travel is essential. Like seeds have to. You have to travel in order to make a. You know what I'm saying? You have to. Progress is travel. Yeah, I know it's hard for you to keep a straight face the whole time while I struggled for that.
Oh,
progress is travel, man. Because we going from one spot to another.
Yeah, I was like, hey. Got philosophical with
and
it.
Then they have fucking like
the way when you first went in there, I felt like you was about to do some slang poetry or some shit. Progress is travel,
yeah,
brother.
Yeah, but it is though.
Yeah,
it is, man. So let's progress, man. Let's progress. Let's go for something, man. Let's go for forwardness, not for the sake of, but make it motherfucker good.
Yeah,
make it motherfucker good, man.
Didn't even ask him for his ID.
Didn't even ask me for my ID. I'm like, what in the fuck?
This is how I know you like to travel.
And I said to myself, I gotta get me one of these planes, man.
I like the wide range of your traveled life, though.
It's crazy.
You go from putting an alternator bracket on.
And to a private jet.
A private jet.
Yeah. I mean, I'm serious, man.
Damn.
It is fucking, it's crazy, man. It's like, we could have from the hotel, all we had to do was get into a van, right? Van. All of us can, if we could have, this is hypothetical. We could get in a van and we could just drive that van straight up to the plane. Never touching the ground.
That's crazy.
Go from the van to the first step of the plane. Not even touching the ground. We could do that.
What could y'all do on the plane? Could y'all smoke and all that on there?
Nah, you can't smoke. I mean, you can't smoke.
I'm saying it's private.
Yeah, but yeah, you can, I guess. You can if it's your plane.
Yeah.
I guess. They can't, it's your plane. Like, no one's complaining. If no one complains, like, oh yeah. I don't know how that works, man. But I'm sure you could.
I feel like the smoke would stay in there the whole time.
It would.
Because they like you can roll down a window.
It would have to. No, you can't. That's how. But people used to be able to smoke on the plane. Yeah. I remember. I flew the first time I ever flew. There was a smoking section.
Damn.
That's how long ago I
That's what they always say. Well, some comedian had a joke about it. If you get on a plane now and it's got the little spots where you used to be able to ash in it, like you don't want to be on that plane.
Those are long.
That's
gone.
An old motherfucker.
That's long gone, man. That shit.
I don't know who was at that joke. It was funny though.
Yeah, but yeah, man. That shit could happen, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You could fucking step right from the van right onto the step of the plane without ever touching the ground.
That's badass. That's the way to do it.
That's how the rich. That's flying private. That's how the rich.
Yeah.
That's how, and that you don't have to be ultra rich. A lot of it is fueled through corporations and shit.
Yeah, they pay you to send you.
Yeah, but I don't know how RC did it, man. But yeah, man, my guy, he was and I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm not saying that as like I'm sucking his dick or something like that. And that was bold, Tim. Man. But I'm saying that as
if anybody wasn't thinking that, they're thinking it now.
Yeah, I should have said that. That was a wrong kind of wrong analogy, man. But I'm saying it's like I'm gonna see what it is, man. I'm gonna see what it's like. You know what I'm saying? And I saw what it was like, and I looked at not so much the like the achievement of challenging traveling, but just how we travel. It's like how we moved into this space. Because the first time it happened to me, I had worked with him when he was he had a tour bus. Like, damn, man. Like, I'm not like this dude got a tour bus.
Yeah.
This motherfucker got a tour, man. It's a bus and shit. And my bunk is always right here behind, and that's my bunk. And I toured with him for like a year and a half. This was before he got a television show. He got a TV show. And
that seems like it'd be wild to travel on a tour bus.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was so cool. We had so much fun on the tour bus. Man, we used to cut up, man. We would cut up skis. But I just made that shit up. I did. But yeah, man, cut up skis. I had to write that shit out. So he was on his tour bus, and then he had his television show, which lasted, like a few years, like Rodney. It was ABC. It was on ABC. His show, and so then he went back to touring. Well, while he had a show, he was still doing he was still touring, and he said he called me up one day. He's like, "What you doing this weekend?" I said, "Nothing." It was on a Friday. He said, "Come with me, man. I want you to open for me and Bill Martin." Like okay. I said, I need you to go to General Aviation, which is the private where you fly private and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pick you up. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna pick you up. So I drove to it. It was like a parking lot. I ain't gotta pay parking. Like you just park your car right there and shit.
Yeah.
Get your shit out. You get my shit out, take it into the thing, and then Carrington's right there. He's like playing. Like this plane. Now he's moved on, but this plane held like 4 or 5 people. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna say 5 people, up to 5 people.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck you doing, Rodney? He was like, man, I'm flying private, man. What's up, man? We doing it. We doing it. I brought my golf clubs. The pilot got out. Everybody had to get out so we can shove them into the back, like where the back wing thing is,
yeah,
and the rudder and all that shit. Well, in that little area, that's where they pack some shit. So they had to let the seats down. We had to get out and shit, man. And this was the first plane. And then so
How fast is it? Like when you take off to landing?
It's like they go up to like 300 miles an hour, maybe about the same as
Yeah.
jet. I don't know. They get up there too. But anyway, they're more nimble. It's crazy, man. So this is my first flight. Damn, I'm fucking telling the stories and shit. But this is my first flight, man. And so I'm like, yeah, man. He said, you want something to drink, Tim? I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't. It's I'm like, I'm good, man. Man, this is my first, man. This is crazy, Rodney, man. You doing this? He's like, yeah, I'm doing this, man. And so the pilot was right here behind me. Because I mean, it's a plane. It's a tiny plane.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go run the storm. Like, okay. And Rodney was like, okay, cool. Like he had just started flying private. So there was this big. I saw this big ass fucking like.
So who's all on the plane?
It was me, Bill Martin, Rodney Carrington, and Bob Hoban, his guitar player.
Bob Hope?
Hoban.
Oh, what's
Bob
what?
Hoban. He's his keyboard player. Bob Hoban's a funny motherfucker.
He's who's keyboard?
Rodney Carrington.
Rodney?
Keyboard player. Man, are you disinterested in my story, man?
No,
wow.
I'm listening.
You gave me the eye scratch, the old eye scratch. Dude. Like, man, I'm done with this shit, man.
I think I got a hair in my. But and who's the other? Who's the other dude?
It's Bill Martin, very funny act, on par with Rodney Carrington. Just never had the opportunity, and unfortunately he died. He died pretty early in it. Yeah, Bill Martin was a funny man, great friend. His son was a good friend, is a good friend of mine. But yeah, he was on the plane too. Me, it was 4 of us.
One pilot
and 2 pilots. It's always 2 pilots on the jet. Always 2 pilots. So man, we in the air. We flew to Richmond, from Nashville to Richmond,
Virginia.
Virginia.
From Nashville. How long a flight is that? Like an hour or 2?
It was probably like it was supposed to be like 2, I guess 3 hours, maybe 3 hours, maybe 3 hours, maybe less. I don't know, 2.5. So there was a thunderstorm. So he went around this thunderstorm, and he had to land the plane. He had to land the plane as this thunderstorm he went around was approaching Richmond.
Oh,
so this is my first flight on a private plane.
Mm-hmm.
So this motherfucker, and I don't know what's going on. He's fucking nose diving, right. And so my back is to the pilot.
Yeah.
Rodney's face is out the window. Right.
Yeah.
So as we going down, I see him like
he's bracing for impact. Oh shit.
And so I'm like, okay, I guess this is normal. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so the pilot flattens out and he lands the plane. And just as we land, the bottom falls out, right? The fucking just as we land and get into the terminal.
The rain.
Because this storm was falling.
Yeah.
He went around it.
Yeah.
And
when you said the bottom fell, I was like, off the plane?
The fucking bottom, it was
a
deluge. And Rodney acted like it was normal. So I acted like it was normal. But he later told me, he was like, man, that's one of the scariest flights I was and then images him like this.
Right.
Came back, into my head, man. But it's like, that was my first, it was my maiden flight.
I don't even know what you're hanging on for.
But yeah, like, I guess this is how you do it. I guess I got to do it too. Is it a ritual or some shit?
Yeah.
I don't know what Bob was doing. I didn't look at Bob. I just saw when Rodney did like this. He had my total gaze. and then we landed, and then like,
easy peasy.
yeah, we and that was the van. We put our shit right in the van. Not like that would be petty if someone did that, like drove up in a van and just wanted to just step onto the thing. It'd be so petty. But we could have done that. But we didn't. That day we I was being like really elitist by saying that about but I mean I'm saying making I was making fun of like being elite. Yes. I'm gonna definitely make fun of being elite. But we didn't do that shit. Why I get in the weeds? Oh, I know why. Weed. But but yeah, man. And so I've flown places, man. It's so crazy, man. But I just had that opportunity. A lot of people just don't have the opportunity, and I'm not looking down on people. I'm definitely not looking down on people who haven't had that opportunity. I just I avail myself of that opportunity, and maybe that was one of the things that I had to do anyway in my pursuit of comedy. So it's 6 in one hand and half a dozen in the other. But travel, man, is if you ever have the chance to like get out in a safe way, safely, not just because they have like no sex trafficking shit. No, don't fall for bullshit. Please don't fall for bullshit. But if you ever get a chance to go out and see the world and see how people are, man. In general, people are good. You're gonna meet some bad people, but most of the people are good, man. I may sound like Pollyanna or whatever.
That's been my experience with people.
Yeah, man. So yeah, what's gonna be our next topic? We went way over, man.
Next topic.
We went way.
We should be right back on
it was
for Thursday too.
Thursday. What do you want to talk about? Your call. Hard hitting or mundane or whatever, man. Your call.
Let's do toys.
Toys.
And I'm talking toys, man.
Let's do toys, man.
You know?
Let's do toys, man.
I think we're on to something with that.
Travel went a little long, man. It was a long road.
It did. What time is it?
A long road.
What time is it in life?
I don't know, man. I think we
7:18.
That was one of the roads that
oh shit.
It was travel.
Well,
trudgingly.
We traveled the whole way.
Yeah, we trudged through the travel episode, people. We did. I took us around some paths that were like rocky and jagged, but I think we got through.
I think we figured it out.
I think we got through. I think we got to the destination, which is the end. We got to the end of the conversation.
We sure did. Conversation has been had.
Has been had, yeah, man.
Until next Thursday,
man.
folks.
So toys, man. I'm excited about toys.
We're out of here, folks. Later.
Ace Hill Production.